go to Steve Langford. Stevie boy, come on. What are you doing? Hey, now. Steve's from the Howard Newsroom. Go ahead. Eric, the former Stern Show caller, the midget apparently thumbing his little nose at yet another opportunity late last week. Johnny Fromm imploring the Tiny Terror to take an offer to do a part on a cartoon, but Howard 100 News listening in surreptitiously as Eric the midget offers up his usual outrageous obstructionism. An exasperated Fromm finally asking, do you just want to be a handicapped man in a wheelchair for the rest of your life? All right. Meantime, a well-placed source at Fringe telling Howard 100 News Eric the midget continues to call the set in Vancouver, repeatedly sounding very much like some of the ones back on that show.
They've exploded. There's no way of getting back.
That's it. I'm pretty sure he's dead. Yeah, your head explodes. How did they bring you back? Good. Also today, the Stern Show apparently rubbing off on George Takei. Takei just releasing an anti-bullying public service message in response to a school board member in Arkansas who recently called for gay young people to kill themselves. George Takei firing back in his PSA, quote, "You are a douchebag." That's right, a douchebag. You're a douchebag. Then Takei expresses the hope that the sicko school board type gets caught with a rent boy from some South American country. All right. And Conan O'Brien is back, premiering tonight on TBS, but for some reason, apparently avoiding the Stern Show. Conan doing a big interview with New York rock station Q104, scheduled to air this morning. Gary reports he's had no luck getting O'Brien on this show.
What did we do?
I don't know, maybe is Conan angry about when we had Billy do the Jackie Bubble?
No, it was a long time ago.
What's going on?
I actually had lunch with the producer before they left New York, and we talked about maybe we get Conan, before the Tonight Show.
I was a big Conan supporter.
Yeah, I don't know. And it's great because I'm reading in the book that they were nervous about having you on at the end. I think he likes you, and we've been emailing back and forth, but Conan's the owner to that show, right? He's not live, is he?
It was not live, but may have been on tape.
Yeah, I'm still working on it, I promise you.
You know, I'm reading the Bill Carter book, and it actually makes me more sympathetic to Conan than ever before. And it's amazing. They're talking about the early days when Conan first went on the air. Remember, they wouldn't even give him a real contract.
Right, and he worked on 13-week cycles.
That's right. And I guess it was Warren Littlefield. I'm trying to remember from the book. But Warren Littlefield, who was the president of the NBC Entertainment Division at that time, he watched the show, and Andy Richter used to sit on the couch. And what was the quote, Gary, that Warren Littlefield said?
He called Conan's agent and was giving him ranting about a list of things that were wrong with the show. And then the last thing he said was, "And get that fat dildo off the couch."
Yeah, he called Andy Richter a fat dildo. Off the couch. You know, that's when all the executives were having their way with Conan.
Right, dictating what the show should be.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. If Conan wants to come on, great. If not, I think we'll survive. Go ahead. The Baba Booey Music Special starring Sal Governale, tonight 7 Eastern, Howard 101. Then
What's that all about?
The new one?
That's Sal playing the hits, I think. Gary's hit.
I think it's a rebroadcast.
Oh, okay.
Something we did earlier in the year.
I forget, what is it again?
I think Sal playing all his favorite Baba Booey songs.
Oh, okay.
That special?
Hey, Gary, how come on your audiobook do you have music behind you?
Because music is important.
Music is no more important.
It probably just starts the book. It's probably not for the whole book. Probably just the first minute or so. That's pretty common in audiobooks. They start out with music and then they end with music.
Okay, this is when you're doing your list or something. I gotta get this audiobook. Yes, John.
When Gary does a list in the book, they put music underneath it so you know it's a list and not part of the actual.
Oh yeah, it says Gary's jukebox list. I gotta hear this.
These aren't necessarily my favorite songs.
Gives a fuck.
Well, you don't turn the page.
Oh no.
You have to read the list.
How am I gonna turn the page on an audiobook?
You're not listening to an audiobook, okay?
I might have to on this. You annoy me on your audiobook.
Oh, that's not true. I just annoy you.
These aren't necessarily my favorite songs. These are songs that just sound unbelievable on a jukebox.
Oh, now these are not my favorites
How did you figure this out?
because I sat in a diner before I met Howard and waited for work.
I own a jukebox.
Oh, you own a
I
jukebox?
own a jukebox.
Oh, okay.
These are songs songs that, what the fuck is the difference if it's on a jukebox or if it's somewhere else?
It's a different sound and it's a different vibe.
Out of your mind.
My
Well,
goodness.
why not a list of songs that he does like?
Because my whole life has been music fed, and I don't even play an instrument.
Why does his jukebox have songs he doesn't like?
Why do they have to have songs that he's hostile to?
Hold on a second. But I want to hear your book.
I didn't say I didn't like the songs. I'm saying they're not my top 10 songs of all time. They're songs that I like, but that especially sound good.
It must be short on pages. Songs that sound good on a jukebox. How am I ever going to get through this book without stopping at every sentence?
I know, it's amazing.
He's amazing.
These aren't necessarily my favorite songs.
That'll be for later. You stay tuned.
That's what I'm doing. These are songs that just sound unbelievable on a jukebox. So I'll start with Suspicious Monday.
Gary typing. I mean, he's got to look up at the screen every few minutes and look down at the keys.
Hey, we've established I can't
Take a typing class.
And his whole hand covers the key.
Oh my God.
It's very
It's like man discovering fire. In this day and age, you got to take a typing class. You got to be out of your fucking mind to be sitting with that pack and search thing that he's doing. He didn't even know where anything is.
well, how could he?
He's moving pretty fast with the one finger.
Well, I love the one finger picking quickly.
I'm typing a memo. This is songs that sound good on a jukebox.
Particularly good.
Particularly is a tough word to say with my teeth, gums, and lips. For my next book, songs that sound good between 4 and 5 o'clock. They don't necessarily.
That sounds good on the radio.
These songs do not necessarily sound good in the morning, but they sound good in the afternoon.
I haven't rejected this. Songs that sound good on my toaster oven. As we all know, toaster ovens do not have high fidelity.
These are songs that sound particularly good in 8-track.
This is a list for the 10 people in the country who own a jukebox. I'm hitting everyone with my new book.
Everyone should have these songs in their jukebox.
These are songs that sound particularly good on a jukebox, but not necessarily my favorite songs. Wow. How do you even figure that for a book? How do you get a one-shot deal to write a book and come up with that?
Oh my God.